Hey babe, everyone has secrets. Some are small and harmless. Others weigh on the soul like a stone. I have my own secrets, and today I finally have the courage to share a heavy one with you. I believe you are ready to hear it. I trust you enough to tell you first, because honesty and openness are more important to me than protecting a fragile comfort. You deserve to know the real me, including the parts I have hidden away. This has been one of the hardest things I've ever kept. For a long time, I carried this secret like a rock in my pocket. I could feel its shape, its edges, the way it rubbed against my skin. It caused me sleepless nights, quiet panic, and a slow erosion of self respect. I was afraid of how it would change things between us. I was terrified of looking at myself in the mirror and seeing only the worst version of who I am. But I have come to believe that keeping it will only keep us at a distance from each other. And that truth, however painful, is the only path to whatever comes next. I asked you for 5 minutes, and I mean every word of that. I need these 5 minutes to speak clearly and plainly, to give you the truth without excuses or evasions. Are you ready? If you are, please stay with me now. The truth is this: I slept with someone you know and respect, your colleague. It wasn't planned as some bold betrayal. It was a terrible, impulsive mistake during a moment of weakness. It happened in a fog of poor choices and cowardly thoughtlessness. I wish I could take it back. I wish I could fold time and unmake the damage. I cannot. I will not hide behind rationalizations or blame alcohol, loneliness, stress, or fate. The fault is entirely mine. I can already feel the sharpness of the words as they land. Betrayal, disloyalty, dishonor. Those names are accurate and deserved. I know the person I hurt the most is you. I know the trust I violated is sacred, and I have no right to ask for instant forgiveness. All I can do is show you my regret, explain the truth as best as I can, and own the consequences. Keeping this secret was like carrying a massive boulder across a narrow bridge. Each day the weight pressed down, and the fear that the stone would cause me to stumble grew. Sometimes I thought I could live with it in silence. Other times the guilt was so loud it drowned out everything else. I have been living in a kind of suspended shame, watching the inner erosion of the person you love. That inner erosion has made me small and cowardly, and for that I am profoundly sorry. I want to tell you why I'm telling you now. I have been avoiding this because the thought of hurting you was unbearable, and the thought of losing what we have was unbearable too. But I realized that not telling you was slowly destroying what I hoped to protect. A love built on half-truths is fragile and dishonest. I want our love to be whole. To be whole, it needs truth. I can't ask you to accept that right away, and I understand if you need space, anger, silence, or distance. I accept those responses, and I will not resent them. You might wonder about the person I betrayed you with, what it meant, and why it happened. It meant nothing compared to what we have. It was not love. It was not a search for meaning or a cry for help that should have been directed at you. It was a moment of selfishness, weakness, and poor judgment. I do not want to speak about them to excuse myself. I only want to be transparent about the fact that it was a single, regrettable act and not some long-term secret life. If you want to know details, I will answer honestly, but only if you want to hear them. I know apologies are small things against a wound like this. Saying sorry feels insufficient when measured against what I have taken from you: trust, security, and a part of the future we imagined together. But I will say it anyway. I am sorry, with every part of me. I am sorry for the betrayal, for the ripple that touches everything we have built, for the lies by omission, and for the selfishness that allowed this to happen. I am sorry that I let you down. Beyond apology, I want to show you, through actions, not promises, that I am committed to repairing the harm. I will be transparent about my phone, my location, my conversations. I will accept the consequences of seeking professional help, therapy for myself, and couples therapy if you want it in time. I will break contact with the colleague immediately and permanently if that is what is needed to restore your sense of safety. I will take whatever steps you ask of me to rebuild your trust while understanding that your needs, boundaries, and timing must lead the way. If you choose to leave, I will accept that decision. If you choose to stay, I will work every day to prove that your trust can be rebuilt slowly, honestly, and consistently. I know I cannot demand this favor from you. Forgiveness, if it comes, will be earned over time if it comes at all. I believe in our love enough to fight for it, but I also believe in your right to walk away and seek your own peace. I also want to acknowledge the ripple effects of my decision. You trusted me with not just your heart, but with your social world, your colleague relationships, and the quiet faith that I would protect what matters to you. I violated that trust. I betrayed not only you, but also the shared safety of our life, the late night talks, the grocery lists, the small rituals that made us us. Those things are precious, and I have put them at risk. I am sorry for that pain, for the messy fallout that might come as people around us learn of this, and for the awkwardness and sorrow it might bring into your work life. Please know there are no excuses in the story I'm telling you. There are reasons, human, complicated, and not simple. But the reasons never remove my accountability. I accept whatever hurt and anger you direct at me. I accept that trust, once fractured, is not easily mended. I accept that I have to do the labor of repair, and that labor will be ongoing. I want to tell you about what I have been feeling these last weeks, the heaviness and the fear. Some nights I felt like I was drowning under the stone of my secret, unable to breathe. I thought if I kept it inside, I could protect you from pain. Instead, I have been poisoning myself slowly, and in doing so, weakening the foundation of us both. I know now that truth, however sharp, is a necessary salve. It's the first step toward healing, even when it cuts. If you need to ask questions, yell, cry, or walk away, do it. I will not stop you or make you feel guilty for your reaction. You have every right to your feelings. I want to be present with you as you process this, but I also will respect any boundaries you set. If silence is what you need, I will give it. If confrontation is what you need, I will face it. I will not hide, disappear, or deflect. I will be here, ready to answer and to listen. There are practical things I am prepared to do now. I will block and cut ties to that colleague, submit to any transparency measures you deem necessary, and begin therapy immediately. I will be accountable about my whereabouts, and I will turn over anything you ask me to review, messages, emails, anything. I offer this not as theater but as evidence of my commitment to change. I will rebuild through repetitive, consistent truth telling, and by aligning my actions with my words every day. I know people sometimes ask whether a mistake like this defines a person. I do not expect you to make that judgment lightly. I will not ask you to decide anything today. I am asking only for the chance to be honest and for the opportunity to do the work required if you allow it. I believe people can change, but change is not a promise. It is a process. If you let me, I will begin that process immediately. Finally, I want to say what this all means to me. You are the person I love and respect most. The thought of losing you has been unbearable. That fear is not a plea for mercy. It is an honest admission of how deeply I value you. You have been my ally, my confidant, and my mirror. I betrayed you and, in doing so, dimmed a light that has guided me through my life. I want to relight it, steadily, with consistent care. I know now that secrets are heavy because they are vitally dangerous to the connections we forge. I should have brought this to you sooner. I am sorry for the delay, for hiding when I should have been honest, and for letting cowardice override courage. I will carry the consequences of my actions, and I will do the work that follows. There is one more promise I must make. I will do the daily, ordinary work of rebuilding. Healing is not a single dramatic act. It is dozens of small, consistent choices over time. I will choose honesty in the tiny moments that become the fabric of our life. I will answer difficult questions honestly, even when the truth is painful. I will be punctual with apologies and steady with actions. I will not ask you to perform emotional labor for me. If you decide to stay and walk this road with me, we can make practical rituals that restore safety, schedule check ins, clear boundaries around work relationships, and shared therapy when you feel ready. These are not band aids, they are scaffolding that supports the building of something solid. I will celebrate small milestones and accept setbacks without defensiveness. I will show up to hard conversations and listen without interrupting. I will keep proving my commitment one day at a time. If forgiveness ever becomes possible, I will treat it like something you give freely and never demand. I accept that forgiveness may arrive slowly or not at all. Whatever you choose, I will respect your decision and prioritize your peace over my wish to remain. Thank you for listening to this confession, for allowing me to expose my faults, and for hearing the truth. Please know this: my love for you is real, flawed, and earnest. I will carry responsibility, accept consequences, and work to become better. I love you deeply and I am profoundly sorry. If you let me, I will spend the rest of my life proving that to you. I want to add a few more honest things because silence has been my accomplice. I remember the small, ordinary details that made us: how you laugh at my terrible puns, the way you warm your hands on cold mugs, the steady look you give when I panic. Those moments are not trivial. They are the architecture of us. Thinking of them now sharpens the outrage I feel toward myself, because I have put those moments at risk. I have tried to understand why this happened. I see patterns of avoidance and cowardice in myself. I ran from uncomfortable conversations. I sought instant relief instead of facing pain. And I let loneliness feel like permission rather than a signal to connect. Recognizing those flaws is not an excuse. It is a map of the work I must do. So here are practical things I will do immediately. First, I will end all contact with that colleague. No messages, no meetings that aren't strictly necessary, and no attempts to justify or minimize what occurred. Second, I will begin regular therapy within the next week, and I will commit to consistent sessions until a professional affirms that real change has taken place. Third, I will be transparent in ways that feel meaningful to you. Open access to my phone and schedules, shared calendars if you want, and a willingness to answer hard questions without avoidance or defensiveness. I also want to rebuild the small rituals that once made us safe: device-free Sunday breakfasts, a weekly honest check-in, and short weekly dates where we try something new and laugh together. These are practical scaffolds, not quick fixes. I understand that rituals do not erase betrayal, but they create repeated opportunities to show up differently. If your work or social life is affected, I will take steps to alleviate harm. I will speak privately with the colleague to formally cut ties, and if necessary, I will remove myself from shared social situations until you feel secure. Your professional reputation and emotional safety matter more than my convenience. I know I must accept consequences. If you need space, I will give it. If you need answers, I will give them fully. If you need time away, I will accept that without petitioning for a quick return. My role now is to be accountable, to do the labor, and to accept whatever you decide. Finally, I want to promise consistency. Healing is not dramatic, it is habitual. I will choose honesty every day, in small acts and in the difficult moments. I will keep a written record of my progress and share it with you when you want. I will show up to therapy, to hard conversations, and to the mundane choices that prove integrity over time. I do not ask for immediate forgiveness. I ask only for the chance to do the work and to be judged by my actions rather than my promises. Whatever you choose next, I will respect it. Thank you for listening to this painful truth. I love you, imperfectly, deeply, and I am ready to spend my life proving that my love can be worthy of the trust I broke. I close this with humility and a deep sense of responsibility. I will not ask you to forget, nor to move on before you are ready. I will simply be present, accountable, and consistent. If healing becomes possible, I will honor it with steady work. If it is not, I will accept that outcome and carry the lesson for the rest of my life and always tell truth.